Tell us a little bit about your project.
So recently we did a two-floor tenant fit out at Bankers Hall, downtown Calgary, that had an awful lot of drywall ceilings. So yeah, we supplied and installed a lot of BAUCO Plus access panels on that project. It's a law firm, Stikeman Elliott.
What does the BAUCO brand mean to you?
It's recognised as a branded name that go in all of our drywall ceilings anyway, because they're nicer looking than a mechanical metal access panel, right? They blend in with the surrounding drywall ceiling. It can be painted to suit the surrounding drywall ceiling as well. So it's just a nice, neat finish.
What made the project interesting, unusual, or challenging?
Lots of detailed ceiling sections.
Who installed your BAUCO panels?
Our guys on site.
Did you receive adequate instruction and support from BAUCO?
Instructions are included with every order that we make with BAUCO. However, just because they are so commonplace at this point, everyone who's dealing with them is already familiar with them at this point.
Was there any customization required?
At one stage there was going to be. Honestly, I can't remember if there was in the end or not. I'd have to speak to the project manager for that particular project.
Were there any access panels needed for the project that BAUCO was not able to supply?
No. There was one project recently where I needed radius corners to match existing access panels that were already in the ceiling. BAUCO wasn't able to provide that.
Did you order paint-ready panels or finish them yourselves?
Yeah, we always finish them ourselves.
Did they arrive on time?
Yes, they actually arrived early. It keeps happening that way too. They always arrive early. It's the one product that always arrives early, and it's fantastic.
Were you satisfied with the price of the access panels?
Yep.
Who did you deal with at BAUCO?
We dealt with someone named Tara Gamble, who's helped us for years at this point. She's always been very helpful, very prompt with her responses, and everything's always been great.
Were your BAUCO contacts able to give you as much help as you needed?
Yes, we've always received more than enough help from BAUCO. If we ever have any questions about any products, pricing, how anything works, they've always responded very promptly and very thoroughly.
Did you receive adequate instruction and support from BAUCO?
Yeah, it's very straightforward. Like I was saying earlier, it's a product that we're very familiar with, and we use it on almost every one of our projects anyway. So all of our trades guys know how to install the panel.
How would you rank BAUCO compared to their competition?
Yeah, I mean, to us, they're the best panel. We always recommend them on a project. If they're not already spec'd, we'll kind of automatically suggest the BAUCO access panel. We find them to be the superior panel in the market. So it's the designers recognize the BAUCO access panel anyway, because they're just it's a well-known name, certainly in our market anyway. I don't know about other markets, but the type of projects that we go for and the designers that we work with, they all recognize the name anyway. So it's kind of just, it's almost a given, really, to be honest.
Can we do anything to make your job easier next time?
Honestly, I don't really need anything to make it easier at this point. I mean, you did mention there's a pre-finished access panel that I didn't even know about, so I'd definitely be willing to take a look at that and see if it's something that we'd be interested in. I'm guessing that it just has a flush finish ready for paint, right? Like how we would basically bring it to anyway. Because we have it's a BAUCO access panel that has a piece of drywall in it ready for mudding, right? So our tapers mud it in and flush it around to the metal like bead around the perimeter. I'm guessing that they're already pre-done, pre-mudded like that. Is that correct?
If you could give BAUCO some advice, what would it be?
I don't know if you guys would be interested in introducing an access panel that has curved corners, because, you know, every now and then we have to match a type of access panel that's already in the ceiling, and when we're doing a renovation project. And I found out recently that BAUCO can't provide that. So I'd prefer to just keep using BAUCO if they had it, because instead I have to go and find a different supplier that does it, and their pricing isn't as competitive as well. So
Anything else you'd like to add?
yeah, I believe the type that we're matching is actually like a fiberglass access panel. It's more. I don't think it's as commonly seen anymore. It's an older type access panels, but sometimes we just have to match it, right, when we're doing a renovation project. So it'd be convenient if Balco had one that would match. I don't know if it'd be worth their while setting up a production line that has the ability to do that for the amount that sell. But you never know. Some people might go for the radius corner even on newer projects as well, right? Like new builds, if that was there as an option. Some designers might like it. It might match other like radius things in the same sort of visual area as well, right? Could be worth exploring. It'd be a typical radius, the same on every panel.
How do you influence the specification of BAUCO on your projects?
I'll just provide a breakout price as an optional price that's not included in my base bid to supply and install a 16 by 16 barcode access panel, just as an example. I mean, quite often the access panels aren't shown in the architectural plans anyway. It's something that you don't really know where they're going to be located and how many you're going to need until you actually get into the project anyway. And then you start realizing what needs to be accessible above the drywall ceiling, right? So, yeah, I usually just provide a line item price and just list it as a Balco plus access panel. Yeah, sometimes it'll be spec'd in the prints, but I'd say probably 90% of the time it isn't. So I'll just qualify it in my bid, right? I'll qualify that I'm allowing a unit price for barcode plus access panels.